Hell yeah, brother.
Hell, can I get a hell yeah, brother?
Can I get a hell yeah, brother?
When you were revving earlier, was that you that said hell yeah, or was that you that said? Did Kyle say hell yeah?
It was Kyle.
Hell yeah.
It was definitely Kyle.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He's lying.
Oh, was it not? It was not Kyle.
I said it too.
Yeah, you said it too, but then someone else said it on the radio.
I did, and Kyle too.
I think Kyle also said it.
I thought you said it too.
I said it. I said when dudes,
all three of us did.
When dudes hear that, they say hell yeah, brother. That shit got me going.
Are we live?
We're live. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of your favorite podcast, the Dirt Drive Podcast. This week, we are again God damn it. Again, I'm not talking. This week, we're again spinning the wheel of Dirt Nerd. It's the roulette wheel or whatever. We are at the Lodge in Alpena, West Virginia.
Yep.
With a good buddy and a new buddy. We're Jed from Backroads of Appalachia, and then Chris from...
Yeah, Mon Forest Towns partnership.
What is that? So you said Mon Forest a few times today. What is that?
Mon Forest, like the Monongahela National Forest. Yeah, so where we're at. It's basically, it's for off-road, and it's for getting outdoors, like stewardship and economic development. Okay. So all the good things that bring people here.
So you're in the same business as Jed.
Yeah.
Basically, they do a lot of stuff, too, with... non-motorized recreation, motorized recreation, basically any type of recreation you can do in the Mon Forest, you guys do it.
Well, and there's a lot.
Just
bombing through today. So we did, for references, I set this up pretty quickly after 24 hours of, hey, I want to come back up here. I got you on the horn pretty quick. And I'm like, hey, we're going to do this. So we just did 100 miles through the Canaan area, the Monongahela area. What do you call this area, like this general area of West Virginia, the Eastern Panhandle?
I would call it the central eastern part of West Virginia. It's kind of central.
I call it God's land.
Oh my God, dude, it's so beautiful. And we missed a lot of it today. So I missed a lot of it because the first 12 hours, 24 hours I was driving and I was focused on not dying.
Right.
So today I'm like, oh shit, we can relax. We can have fun. I can see the sights, see the views.
Yep.
God did not have that in mind. It was foggy as all get out.
Couldn't see anything.
Dude, there was times we couldn't see 20 feet in front of the vehicles.
It was almost like gothic in nature.
It was so
sweet.
So dark. Dude, if we would have been in Thurmond and it was foggy like that, I would have left.
That would have been creepy, dude.
I thought it was beautiful.
Town.
Oh yeah, no, I did enjoy it.
Yeah, Chris and I were like, man, this is so cool. It's like a whole vibe. Yeah. We're back there chilling, listening to lo-fi chill beats, cruising through the fog.
Yeah, we were doing mountain man music and
oh yeah,
just absolutely vibing.
Yeah, we did lo-fi for a bit. Then it was like Tyler Childers and Culture Wall for a while, and some of that.
So tell me about, because this is the first time I've seen your Jeep. Tell me about the story of your WJ, because your WJ is beautiful.
Thank you.
It's so fucking nice.
Thanks, man. So it's a 2001 Grand Cherokee Limited. It's got a 4.7 V8. It's quadra drive.
Rumbles.
Sounds pretty spicy. It's got a Flowmaster Flow Effects on it. Third cat's deleted. It's got 2 upstream cats.
God, does have 3 cats on them from the factory?
Yeah, 2, 1 in each manifold, and then a third downstream. The third downstream doesn't have an O2 sensor, so I was like, well, let's just delete that because it's not going to throw a code because of that.
Yeah.
And as far as mods, it's got a 4-inch long arm. It's rough country.
Hell yeah, brother.
And
long arm front and rear.
Front and rear, yep. And 33 10.5 Kennedy Cleaver RTs on some JR Wrangler takeoffs.
Those are only 33s?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought they were bigger than that.
33 10.5s, but it's because they're skinny that they make them. It makes them look taller.
Yeah, I'm used to being the smallest tire in the group, but my
Kyle,
my future brother-in-law potentially.
Yeah,
he was on a 30, I believe.
31 10.5.
Oh, you looked at it?
Yeah.
That thing did pretty well though.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not surprised because we did that with Subarus a few months ago.
Yeah.
But
it was wet today, dude.
I was expecting to be wetter. I was expecting to be a whole lot sloppier. Like that up Canyon Rim Road.
Yeah.
That was sloppy when it was dry.
Yeah.
But it was the same sloppiness when it was wet. I was expecting to be like very little traction.
What's so funny is we were cruising and I looked at Chris. I said, the Mon Forest is a wet forest. It's a rainforest. And then he was like, then he added to it, would you say like temperate rainforest?
Yeah, it's a temperate rainforest. There's some other fancy words.
It's like actually classified as a rainforest?
Yeah, my favorite fact about this forest.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
It's cool.
But that explains all the moss too, because like the dolly sods it can't not be wet and have that much moss laying around.
Yeah. Dude, the moss is it's like magical almost.
Well, and then
it's like Narnia.
We were coming around. It was on Canyon Rim Road. We were doing a switchback through like the inside, and there was a bunch of trees down. I'm like, dang, those trees look like they just fell. Then you looked at them, you're like, those trees have been down for a long, like they look like they just fell, but they were covered in moss.
Yeah.
So they'd been down for a while.
Yep.
And the other crazy thing is, I didn't say this because I've got the thing where I try not to talk on the radio a lot.
I had to turn mine off because I got so much interference. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. There's not a lot of foliage either. Like, there's not a lot of like
big canopies.
Undergrowth. Like up by my house on the Appalachian Trail area,
you have
there's a whole lot of undergrowth.
Yeah.
Out here, there's nothing.
That's pretty true. Like, there's a lot of the like the rhododendron and the mountain laurel.
Yeah.
Though.
When do those? We were wondering when those pop. Like, when do they flower? Because that would
about
be
June, right?
It's about June, and there's like a few different breeds of them, but it's all in like the course of a couple months. But you'll get one bloom, then the next, and the next.
That'd be
2
an
weeks
amazing
later.
time
It's
to
awesome
be out
to
here.
see.
Go run the Canaan Loop in bloom.
Yep, it's magical.
Amazing.
There, like where I grew up at, we had a lot of rhododendron and mountain laurel too, and it was like June always. It was popping, and when the petals fall off on the ground.
Are they
cool.
evergreens? Because we were out here last month.
There's
hiking,
a lot of coniferous trees here.
Those rhododendrons, right? That's what the
mountain laurel and rhododendron.
But they were green in February.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they're always
green.
They're such a hardy leaf.
Okay.
They'll kind of wilt down when it's icy, and then they just pop back up.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, they're real fun to drive through when there's 4 inches of snow on the ground because they all bend in. Yeah, it's like driving through a wall.
They're like bamboo.
Yeah,
they just bend over. They never break. They just bend.
Yeah, they do actually. It's kind of funny you mentioned that. They do. I've never seen them break. They just bend. Yeah.
I accidentally broke one the other week off Loop Road. I was getting a lot of chaga. Had to try to do a ninja kick like 6 feet up a tree because I didn't have any rocks or nearby or a tool. And then
what's chaga?
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing.
Yeah,
chaga is a wonderful medicinal mushroom.
Cool.
Grows like a big black fungus on birch trees.
Oh, we were talking about that last month. That's on my list.
Needs some. It's so fun. You can find a ton of it off Loop Road. I found some
just like a gnat. You'll just find it. You don't have to like order it somewhere. You just pick it up.
No, it's best if you find it. You know,
that shit's
consume
wild.
stuff that grows around you. That's what you need. Someone told me that one time, but
it's not bad if you can pick it straight from nature.
That's all right.
Hey, just do it responsibly. You know,
that's
if you guys go look out for chaga. Just only take half of it at the most.
Yeah,
it takes like 7 years to grow. Yeah, sustainably.
Well, it's like ramps. Okay. Like ramps are about to be popping, and the U.S. Forest Service, they put out a lot of memorandums on ramp harvesting.
What are ramps?
So ramps is like a wild onion.
Okay,
and it's specific to Appalachia. It's kind of a big tradition.
Pull your mic. Your voice is loud. Pull your mic away from your face a little bit.
Sorry, buddy.
You're good.
But anyway, so ramps, it's an Appalachian tradition. And there's ramp festivals all up and down the region. It's pretty pungent. Pungent.
Smelly.
Yeah, pungent, yeah. So eggs and ramps, it's a common thing. So...
Yeah, I like some ramp salt too. Spice up a dish.
So, Chris, you were saying earlier that you were a city boy and you moved out to the country.
Yeah.
What city?
I lived in New York City for a few years.
You were like the city boy.
Oh, I mean, like I was doing like corporate finance, and then I was doing some tech sales in Austin, and then I was like, "Fuck it, I don't want to do this." And I'd visited here in West Virginia, going to Whitegrass, in Canadian Valley, great cross country ski spot. So, went there in the winter, came back in the summer, and I was like, this is where I need to be. 4 seasons, beautiful land, and
friendly people.
A small, really thriving community. Yeah, like where you know everyone around you. You're going to see them again, so you build those relationships.
Nice. That's awesome.
It's not part of the machine.
Yeah. Yeah, I just got my desk job, and it pays well, but I can see getting tired of it real quick.
Yeah.
And coming from my buddy Sean, who runs Terra Overland, who grew up in Philly doing tech and everything, and one day he just quit his job, hiked the Appalachian Trail, and moved to Shenandoah.
Nice. Inspiring story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it pretty much sounds like the same thing as you.
Yep.
Quit your job in New York City and just moved out here and just got a job doing something else.
I feel like our generation is going to be the ones that really bring this mountain way of life back.
I hope so.
I hope to God that happens.
I hope they do it.
And in the right way, obviously,
yeah, exactly,
too.
in the right way.
Yeah.
Because you need to love it and take care of it.
Yeah.
Because there's only so much of it out here, and as we see what happened in Moab, they can take away from us in an instant.
Right.
As we just lost. So we're also going to Moab, but we as off-roaders just lost 317 miles of trails in Moab.
Wow.
You didn't hear about that?
No.
Look up the Blue Ribbon Coalition. They do a whole. They were the ones fighting it, but they the national that's not the BLM closed 317 miles of off-road trails because they were underused, not because they were overused, but because they were saying they were underused.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Make that make sense. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, if they're not getting used, why do you need them?
Right.
But then they're complaining about overuse on other trails.
Yeah. Well, that's something that Chris and I were talking about today, is like trying to spread that love out. I mean, we talked about it before in the last podcast together, was trying to like spread stuff out so we're not using the same thing, so that it's not getting just beat on every day. You know, there's other roads to drive out here, you know.
But in that same sentiment, my wife said today how amazing it was that we saw nobody on the dirt roads with us.
Yeah, actually, that's true.
We didn't see anybody.
Nobody.
We saw nobody.
Yeah, and it's a Saturday.
And yeah, Saturday, and it's not it was. I mean, I had the windows down the whole time.
Yeah.
It wasn't the weather. The weather sucked from the rain, but it was like 50, 47 degrees until we got here, where it's 20.
Right.
But the whole rest of the day it was like 50 degrees, just rainy. But
I was surprised.
It was a great day, great sloppy day to be on the trail, and there was nobody. We saw that one Tundra at the gas station.
Yeah, I don't even think he was wheeling. He's probably just driving. He wasn't dirty or anything.
Beating around.
Yeah. I think he was just like cruising pavement. Whatever.
Yeah.
Rock on, man.
It was a nicely built truck.
It was beautiful. It's like the 135s. Had a rooftop tent. It was set up. Had his little kid in there.
Oh, nice. I
was like, nice.
I would love
start him young.
I would love to get a full size truck, man. I miss my full size truck.
I tell you, if I had everything to do over it, the platform that makes sense is a truck.
It
in a lot of cases, you know, it's multi-use.
Yeah,
your GVWR is high, so you can load it down, not technically be breaking the law.
Yeah,
and they ride better.
Yeah, they ride a lot better. It depends on how you build it. They can ride a lot better.
Yeah.
So when we did 24 hours, PJ was with us on the
Silverado.
Yeah, the Silverado 6-inch lifted. But it's like a rough country lift. It's like a real shitty lift. He bought it that way, so not trying to shit on you, PJ. But he did the Canyon Rim Road with us, and he was bouncing himself to death, dude. We had to wait. So that's another thing that hurt our time for that. But we had to wait for probably 25 minutes at that culvert just for him to catch up.
Wow.
So we wouldn't leave him.
Wow.
But that's definitely a downside of leaf springs, and those don't have torsion bars, but those have heavy coilovers on the front, or heavy not coilovers. They're
that's a Silverado.
McPherson. They're McPherson.
Oh, they're McPherson. Okay.
Yeah. Pretty much, it's just coilover. Just
we got old Chris hooked now. He's looking at lifting his Mercedes Benz diesel Mercedes.
Wait.
Oh, I'll have to share that with you guys. I mean, I've spent like 30 minutes on the way to Elkins and back just looking up things to do to it. It's like all these different springs and extra lifters in there, and that one from the Gambler 500.
Did you find the one from the Mint that ran just a few weeks ago?
He's gonna have to look it up.
No, I'm gonna have to look it up because we don't have service here.
Yeah,
but
it's true. It's the best. It's the best part about the Monongahela is there's no service.
Yeah, unplug, baby.
Yeah, you have to be one with your fellow human because there's no service here.
When you get that Merc up and running with the lift on it, you gotta let me know. We're gonna go wheeling.
Let's do it.
And it'll be stuff like today because
I
can't imagine the Merc will not be able to do anything we did today.
I told him, dude, we'll have to figure it out, but I bet you somebody makes a lunchbox locker or something for that thing, a set of 31s and a rear locker. That thing will go everywhere, dude.
I got a welder. You don't need a lunchbox locker. Just
Stop
fucking
it. Stop
weld that
that
thing up tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I got this thing cheap. I'm willing to do whatever to it.
Well, because that and it's like a reliable powertrain too. Because that's that Mercedes. Is it a 5? I don't know what size that motor is, but it's
diesel.
The Mercedes diesel is not super popular, but I've seen it a few times in Jeeps.
Is it an 606?
It's a really reliable.
It might be a
powertrain.
606 because that's pretty common in those Mercs, I think.
There's one specific Mercedes motor my dad has. I think it's like a late 90s or early 2000s, maybe a 2002. People will take this and put it in any other car because it's the best diesel. Power diesel engine.
Yeah.
They'll buy that engine for like $20,000.
Well, and you can get those. You can get those cars for not that expensive.
Yeah.
They're just sitting in people's houses. They don't know what they have. They're like, it's just a shitty old Mercedes.
He got this car. It's like mint. He got it for like a few K because the guy was spent like a year trying to fix it. My dad's had maybe like 24 old diesels. That's kind of what got me into it over the years since I was a kid.
Also, that word's intimidating to people. Diesel scares the shit out of people.
Oh, but it's reliable. Like the one I got might last like 500,000 miles. It's at 200,000. It's a 91. So it's like
that's so sweet.
It's awesome,
dude. I cannot wait.
It's like it's probably a couch on wheels too. Probably rides real good.
It's also just you're in it. And one time we were going to like a concert in Austin, like house music, and I was driving on my buddies. I'll be the DD tonight. And they were all like, there's no one on the road. We're on the straight, flat highway. And they were all remarking how they felt like they were suddenly in like the Eastern Bloc or something. Like, like just, 20, 30
just
years.
Cruising.
Should be wearing Adidas and like,
Bring out the tracksuits, boys. We're going clubbing.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome. Sweet. Man. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say what you guys got coming up. What's going on?
Dude, we got a lot of stuff happening. So April 5th, we got a car show in Hinton, West Virginia. That's a cruise-in car show, hangout. More or less, we're shutting the street down, and it's a block party. Come hang out.
Hinton's
it's free.
Become a big partner with you guys, it seems like.
Yeah, so Hinton is...
Sorry, we're back to BOA.
Yeah, so Backroads of Appalachia. So City of Hinton, the mayor, Jack Scott, cool dude. He's a visionary. He knows what he wants, and I think he's doing everything to get what he wants, and that is to make Hinton a destination.
Yeah,
it kind of already is. It's got some cool historical things, and he is a marketing guy, so he understands. He looks at everything through the marketing lens, and so when I mentioned the 24-hour thing starting there and the car show, he was all about it. He was like, the more pictures and the more people we can get here, the better.
Well, it's the same thing with the place we're at now. Is the lodge in Alpena is like, as soon as you say, "Hey, we want to do something here," everyone loves the idea of bringing motorsports to Appalachia. Like I rolled up. I'm like, we were in 3 Jeeps, and I'm like, "Hey, thanks for having us. You mind if we record a podcast?" What do you mean record a podcast? Well, we got an off-road podcast. Then they offered us this sweet basement with the bar's closed. We can't drink their beer, but we're drinking our beer. And they're
if you're listening, ATF, that was not. We're kidding.
Yeah. I don't know the rules.
But yeah, this place is cool, man, and like it feels like a speakeasy almost.
Yeah,
because it's in a basement. It's
a single hotel on the side of a highway you would never assume.
Well, back in the day, this was a main stop, man. Before the interstates and stuff came through, this was probably hopping.
Old 33.
It's main 33, but 33 was the main connector between Elkins and Seneca Rocks and Moorfield and things like that. So, I mean, gosh, there was a lot of commerce that was done on this road. It still is, really, but not as much as it used to be.
Yeah.
And that's the thing we're after, is trying to find these cool destinations. I mean, but all of us, all 3 of us sitting here, we love this stuff. And
you just stumble upon it.
And it's the most soulful experience ever, because you come in and like people are so happy and they're just glad you're here, and there's cool things to look at, so much historical memorabilia and just so much to look at and consider and reflect on.
Just in all of Appalachia.
All of it.
Just in general.
All of it. Yeah.
Like, if you would have had your damn radio on,
I'm sorry, buddy.
I'd have been asking you questions all day. And I tried to ask a few, And I actually got
Ask me a question now.
I was they're in the moment. I don't know. Yeah. The one was the rhododendron if it kept the green leaves all year round, because that's not something you see. You never see a leafy plant keep its leaves in the winter.
And this high up in elevation.
Yeah,
that's a cool thing. We're like 4,000 feet today.
Yeah,
we're not that high now.
I have my elevation chart. I can look at it. We did 96 miles in 6 hours. Average moving speed of 18 miles an hour, average overall speed of 13 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So we're just chilling, just cruising. Your speed was probably a little bit higher, but...
Quiet, you.
We'll talk about that later. I'll talk about that off air.
We were, I'll just tell the audience, we were on Government Road in between Parsons and...
Government Road is a sweet road.
That road's cool. And my Jeep, the way that it's set up, when we hit those potholes and we're going slow, just like rocks me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, can we go 5 mile an hour faster? And I was like, let me buy you.
I had the same thing, but my wife was exhausted.
She was tired.
someone tried to cook us last night.
Yeah. So I'm just going to tell my story on myself. So here we are last night hanging out at Seneca Rocks at Yoakum's in one of the bunkhouses.
I love Yoakum's to death. Let's shout out this place, but let's also shout out Yoakum's. Yoakum's is a sweet location. I love them.
They got the coolest spot, man.
They do.
Like there in front of the rocks.
That's the coolest spot.
Coolest spot. So anyway, we're hanging out the bunkhouse, and we had a fire outside, and Tim was like, well, we probably should move this inside, right? So we grabbed the tongs, start a fire inside. Then we go back out, we're hanging out. The fire had kind of died down, right? And I carried an armload of wood back in. And I said, well, I guess we should probably stoke this thing up before we go to bed so that we don't wake up cold.
Yeah, we were in the bunkhouse, so we had like 15 beds. Yeah. Six of us sleeping in there.
Yeah.
3 dogs,
which is cool.
Yeah,
it's like it made me feel like a teenager again. It was great.
Just chilling with your buddies, and there was those guys next to us that had all the canoes on top of their cars. And that bunkhouse was full. We saw them at breakfast this morning. There was like,
dude, the whole place was full.
There was like 15 of them there sitting at breakfast from that one bunkhouse, and the whole place was sold out. So
I stoked the fire, and I realized very quickly that the damper on the fireplace, it's like a firebox almost.
Yeah.
Was gone, and I found it. I put it back on, but it still wasn't slowing the burn down, and I was like, oh no, I done screwed up. I done put like 8 logs in there, stacked it in there tight, and of course growing up, with wood heat, I was used to that. At night we'd go to bed,
you'd sweat for a little bit,
we'd pour it to it, but the damper usually worked. Well, this is not the case here. So for about 3.5 hours we were all miserable.
Yeah,
sweating. The dogs were panting. We were panting. Y'all went outside, sat in your Jeep for like an hour or something.
Yeah, my wife went and sat in the Jeep, and I just suffered. And then I went out and got her, and she freaked out.
Yeah,
because she was opening the door to come back into the lodge. She was also like, I know Jed's had a gun, but I didn't know if I was going to scare him. He was going to draw. I'm like, you don't have to. My friends are more responsible than that. So she was actually glad that I came out. But when I opened the door, as she opened the door, and then I was staring at her, doing whatever, and she turned, looked at me, and she legitimately shrieked as the car alarm was going off.
Oh, it was the whole thing.
And then
the dogs were freaking out.
Yeah, then she came back to bed, and
I'm glad I had that half bottle of wine before bed. I slept through all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, we
what an adventure. I fucking love this.
So that we're all like sleep deprived, so
we got a good 4 hours.
Yeah, solid 4 hours.
The thing I was saying is, like, if I'm only gonna get 4 hours of sleep at night, I'd rather it be the last 4 hours and not the first 4 hours.
Oh yeah.
Let's say you go to bed at midnight, you wake up at 4 a.m. and you don't have anything to do till 9.
Oh, dude, that's awful.
Then you're just doing nothing. You can't get back to sleep for 4 or 5 hours. I'd rather get the 4 hours at the end of the night.
Right.
So that was the positive.
So going back to what's coming up.
Full circle back.
Yeah. We're ADHD, bro.
That's fine.
It happens.
It happens.
So end of April, we've got Drift Appalachia coming back to West Virginia.
Hell yeah, brother.
It's going to be awesome.
I hope I can figure out how to make it to that.
Dude, it's going to be gnarly.
Because I will be, in theory, I'll be right down the street at, I don't know if I can tell you where I'll be at on air, but hopefully I'll be right down the street.
I got you.
You haven't released the date yet or the location yet.
Yeah, it's southern. We'll just say southern West Virginia.
Yeah, so I'll be right down the street at an off-roading event.
Yeah,
but I hope I can sneak out and come for the day.
So
see everything.
So one of the big things is we got a guy, I'm not going to say names, but he's flying a car from Japan and coming from Japan just to drive this because it's the closest thing that he can get to doing it back in the day.
Yeah.
When they first started drifting.
Because this is like true grassroots drifting.
Right.
Just like they used to do in Japan. Now everything's corporate and
this
monetized, and this is just straight up for fun.
This one will be different too. We're going to actually have spectators for a day. We talked about doing 2 days, but I think Saturday just makes sense. We'll have some spectator tickets available.
Are they bringing out full production teams?
Yeah.
Like Motor Trend level or just guys YouTube level?
I can't say, but yeah, we'll just say yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's getting pretty wild, pretty quick. But got some pretty other big names coming to drive again. Sadly, Ryan Turk's not coming for this one, but I think he's coming for a latter one.
Okay. Are you guys be doing 2 of those a year or just sticking with one?
Well, so we're going to do at least 2 or 3 in West Virginia this year. That's our goal. We're hoping to, at some point, work a deal with the state parks and use a state park at some point because the infrastructure is great there.
Because the roads at the state parks are so sweet.
Well, the roads are sweet. The infrastructure's there.
You got big parking lots.
Plus, we want to help our state, man. You know, and I think it just makes sense. And so, working with the state parks on some things there, and we've been coming up in May the 4th. We got a Jeeping at the Creek. It's put on by, I feel bad, I can't remember, Craig and his team. It'll come to me. And then at the end of May, we'll have Topless on the Hellbender, which is, yes, it references being a Jeep event, but it's actually a four-wheel drive event in general.
You can take the top off anything. You just might not be able to put it back on
That's
easily.
right. Hacksaw works, baby.
I got a sawzall.
Man, what's so funny, this makes me think of my friend Tony Merriman. Shout out to Tony. He's an OG up in Ohio. He's got a freaking F-150, and he made a slide top.
Oh, like a Target top?
Well, no, like how Jeep has the...
okay. The
what's
cloth.
It called?
The power top.
Yeah.
I think it's
he made one of those on an F-150.
That's sweet.
A new one.
That's sweet.
So that's coming up. And then in June, we've got some events, Hellbender, Hootenanny, some other things going on. I'm trying to think. I feel like I'm missing something. I can't look at my phone right now because I don't have any service.
I'm disappointed that I'm going to miss Topless, but we'll be going out to Moab.
Yep, that'll be sick.
And then I'm missing the next 24 hours because I'll be in Germany for a little personal vacation.
It's all right. We'll send you videos, buddy.
I'll send you videos of me drinking beer in a German pub.
I'm jealous.
Yeah,
that sounds like fun. I'm actually going to run this one, so Sean's going to help with the operations end of it, and I'm going to run in this one. So I ride my bike.
You're a lunatic.
I know. Yeah, I know. You don't have to tell me.
Are you gonna try to do anything for?
I'm gonna talk him into co-driving for somebody. Hey, so if there's anybody out there who needs a co-driver, Chris is available.
I know someone who needs a co-driver. Yuri. You remember Yuri in the the 80? That was riding with me.
Yeah.
If he's doing it, I don't know if he signed up, but if he's doing it again,
I think he did. I have to look. Yeah. So anyway,
he needed a co-driver last time. He pushed through. He made it. I think it was 27 hours. He made it in by himself.
That dude's a monster.
Iron Manned it. He wasn't the only Iron Man though.
There was like 3 or 4 people that Iron Manned it.
Wild.
It's highly suggested that you don't do that, but I mean, if you show up the dev and you don't have a co-driver, we'll work it out. We'll put you with a group and make sure you're taken care of.
Yeah, that's what we did. It's
perfect.
Is he came up on us quick on that first trail. Right as we came out of Seneca Rocks, and I'm like, "Hey, just pass me, dude. Go, you're
Smith Mountain."
Yeah, Smith Mountain. He was cranking. I'm like, "Hey, just pass me." He's like, he recognized the Jeep as the podcast Jeep. He's like, "No, I want to chill with you guys." He chilled with us for 25 hours.
Sick.
And then as we came to the New River Gorge, him and I can never remember Mike's name. Mike from Appalachian Offroad Adventures.
Yeah. Welling. Mike Welling.
Yeah. Him and Mike crashed.
Shout out to Mike.
Crashed. They stopped on the side of the road, took an hour nap. And then came in.
Yeah.
But then he hooked up.
Good call on him. That was responsible.
Yeah. So but they still made it. They made the full thing. And I think they did the full thing. They didn't take the bypass that you gave them to hit the highway and just come in.
Yeah. I told them they had everyone, whoever missed the time hack, I was just like, I texted as many people as I could and was like, yo, just if you want to stop, stop. You know.
Yeah, we got the.
But y'all are like, nope, we're doing it.
Yeah, we got the text. And we're like, absolutely not. We're doing this whole thing.
Yep.
I want to be, and I thought we were going to be one of the only ones to complete it because we hadn't seen anybody in a while. But everyone completed it. I was super impressed.
We only had, I think, 7 or 8 DNFs, and most of them were mechanical failures.
Yeah.
Only a couple were just gave up. So that's pretty awesome, really. It's a big testament to those people. So
it was fun as hell.
Yeah,
like I said,
I'm jealous that
you didn't get to run it.
Yeah,
you're doing the one in July.
Yeah, that one's gonna be gnarly.
You're a lunatic though. Doing it on
Iron Man on a
bike.
So I'm really thinking bikes are gonna do it probably around 14 to 16 hours. That's what I'm thinking.
You and Freddie are gonna be bad influences on me because I'm gonna get another bike.
Do it,
dude.
It's the way, man. If you don't have to worry about always taking your wife with you, just jump on your bike. That's the thing. I covered 102 miles Thursday.
And probably half the time we did today in 2 hours.
I did it in like 3 hours.
Yeah,
and it was there was a section that was like 2-3 miles of like first gear, like hopping up over waterfalls and stuff. It was gnarly.
You remember
that's all public access road.
Yeah, it was. So I was checking out a new state right of way outside of Alderson, West Virginia, CR 311. It's called Big Branch Road, and then it turns into Shaw Mountain Road. And quite literally, if I was in a Jeep on 40s, I would still be nervous. And I was like,
you were on
riding my bike. I'm like, listen, ain't a big deal on a bike, but most dudes that roll up to that, and like think about like Eric Miller and his Ultra 4 car. He'd probably be like, let's think about this for a second.
So you had that good quote about being on a bike versus in a car when we were on Loop Road.
It's not my quote. Shout out to Fred Bramlett. Rides for Fun. Fred's a OG. He's done everything in the motorcycle industry, but when I bought the bike, I texted him a picture of me sitting on a trail parted toward the coal fields, actually. And I said, man, what a breath of fresh air this is. And his reply back to me was so eloquent. It was great. He said, and I'm paraphrasing here, so if I screw it up, I apologize, Fred. But he said, driving a car is like watching a documentary on a TV screen, and riding a motorcycle is like being an actor in the documentary.
You are the main character.
You are the main character. Yeah. And there's nothing between you and nature.
Yes, as cheesy as it feels, that's how I feel when I take the top and doors off the Jeep.
Right.
Is I am the main character. When that happens, I'm the only person. I'm the only person that matters. I'm in it. I'm having fun.
Yeah.
It's about me right now.
Yeah.
And that's
you and nature.
Growing up riding motorcycles, we did like enduro style riding. It was small. It was Northern Virginia, so it was small, 2 mile, not quite so legal tracks.
Yeah.
But it was the same thing. It was like, I'm out here, I'm doing it. It's just me and the bike. Yep. We're vibing. We're having a good time. I never got into the scenic stuff because it was just small tracks, but not so legal. Like, it was dumping grounds.
Oh, man.
But I get that. And the freeing feeling of being on a bike and then pulling up to an overlook on that bike when it's just you and the machine.
It will make you cry.
Well, it's
even
also
as a grown man.
It's also the same. The thing of, you said you were listening to some lo-fi beats earlier.
Yeah,
I was listening to mountain man music.
Yeah,
you don't listen to music when you're on a bike.
No,
you're just
you're in the moment.
It is literally just you and the machine.
Yeah,
as sappy and as cheesy as that sounds.
There's a reel that I see pop up often, and it's like, why I do X hobby, and it's like usually motorsports related, and it's voices talking, and then like they slowly fade away as
that's actually a West Virginia commercial on TV. It's for West Virginia tourism. They do the same thing. Yeah, I'm serious.
That's right. I seen that reel. Yeah,
it's a West Virginia tourism commercial.
So, but it's true though. Like doing these things out here in nature and motorsports in general, whether you're on an off-road vehicle or bike or on-road vehicle, the voices stop.
They do.
It's just pure bliss.
Sometimes the voices start when your wife is saying, all right, I'm done. Get me to the hotel. I'm like, yes, ma'am, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Just blame Jed.
No, this was my fault. This was my route. I put this together.
No, you can blame me for her not getting you sleep.
Oh yeah, no, I can do that.
Oh gosh,
it was fun though. Today was an awesome day.
I had a great time, man. It was just
it's always a good time.
Anytime you come to the Mon, if you have a bad time, God help you.
You're wrong.
You're just wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like it's all about we come out here to say we're going 4-wheeling.
Yeah.
But it's popping beers, having a good time.
After
driving. Absolutely after driving. But yeah, it's having a good time, popping beers and turning the turning the bunkhouse into an oven and just creating the good stories at the camp is really my favorite part.
That is the coolest part, is standing around a campfire with your friends after a good day of wheeling or the day before even, and just talking about life and like that. Like Chris and I were talking today about how, again.
Well, you and Chris are pretty new friends too, aren't you?
Yeah, like this is like the second time we've ever hung out.
Yeah. We were saw trainer buddies. We were bucking a tree.
Dude, and this came together yesterday.
Oh yeah,
because with all the forest fires, I called you because my wife was freaking out. She goes, "Hey, are we gonna catch on fire? Are we gonna drive with something?" You said, "Hold on, let me call my buddy." You called him, and then you called me back. You're like, "Hey, he's also coming with us now."
Yeah, but Chris and I were talking about, just sharing space with people, and like how
just good
how
people.
The world needs that, like if more people would just share space with each other and talk and put their phones down, like that would fix a lot of problems that we have.
Because like you talk a lot of shit online.
It's easy.
You don't talk any shit in person.
No.
You're not gonna.
You work it out.
You're not gonna call someone an idiot to their face. I don't know you. I don't know your political beliefs, but I want to just drink a beer with you any day of the week just because you're fun as fuck, and like I don't care about your political beliefs.
Yeah, right.
And
it doesn't matter.
Coming into the election season, like we just need to look at that and not hate our fellow American.
We're all Americans here, man.
Hell yeah.
Like that's doing this stuff, going out in nature. That is how we rebuild our country. Is seeing each other as humans. And building communities. And I think that one way to do that is through motorsports.
Oh, absolutely. That's how I've done it my whole life. Is I've met either the Firehouse or motorsports is how I've met all my friends. That's how the DirtNerds group came together.
Welcome to the brotherhood.
Exactly. That's how the DirtNerds group came. My little group call each other the DirtNerds.
Let's go.
Is we met at a off-roading event. We were all riding solo. One of the guys had a dog. Dog walked up to me. I had a fire department sticker on the back of my truck. We started talking. Then Trevor walked over and he just wanted to pet the dog. Hey, can I pet that dog?
Let me pet that dog.
Trevor asked to pet the dog, and we paid me a different Tom, not the Tom you met.
Yeah.
I've got too many Toms in my life.
I got like 5 Toms too, man.
Yeah, became fast friends, and now they were my groomsmen, and
that's awesome.
Just through motorsports than all my other friends at the Firehouse. But yeah, motorsports is exactly how you build a community.
Well, the other thing too is just like outdoors people in general, man. Like it's such a cool community. Whether you're a mountain biker or an overlander or a hunter or fisherman. Like I was talking to those guys across from us that were in that gray Tundra.
Okay.
At the bunkhouse, and they're from Fairmont. We started talking about fishing. Of course,
Fairmont's down south, correct?
No, Fairmont's up near Morgantown.
Okay, yeah, I've got no idea. West Virginia.
It's okay.
Topography or geography. Geography is the word I want, not topography.
It was just so cool though. Like, you'll laugh. I've never been fishing in my life, and I told them that too, and they laughed. And the next thing you know, we're just talking about life and experiences, and it's like, wow, like this is awesome. Being outside with people. And no matter what our hobby is, because we're outdoors people, we enjoy being outdoors.
Yeah, I didn't
hanging out with folks.
I didn't realize how prevalent fly fishing was. I thought fly fishing my entire life was a West Coast thing. I thought it was like
dude, it's so big out here.
It's so big out here. I had no idea. Well, I thought it was strictly West Coast.
Well, they stock the streams here for trout.
We passed the Bowden hatchery.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably where they grow. Do they call them growing the trout? Hatch the trout?
I don't think they grow them there anymore. Was it still active?
It looked like, I'm not sure.
It looked active.
Okay.
But I want to give a shout out to Robbie. He's starting up a fly fishing festival in Thomas. It's May 24th, 26th.
What's it called?
That's a good question. I signed up for like 20 events I'm going to in the past week.
Okay.
So I'm just lucky I remember the date for that.
You must be
that
single.
One. Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Actually, no, I'm not. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
just too agreeable.
Yeah. Signing up for 20 events in a month makes
You're
it sound
not
like
married.
That.
We'll just say that.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not married.
Well, legally. Yeah. You've got a man or woman in your life that you love very much. Like I said, I've got no idea who this guy is. I'm having him on the podcast. He's a good time. But yeah, my father-in-law got into fly tying in Harper's Ferry. He did a fly tying class. I don't know if he's ever been fly fishing, but like it sounds like a great time where it's just quiet. You're on a nice river.
Yeah.
Just doing
it's
whatever
almost
you
like
do.
riding on a trail.
Yeah. And I suck I suck at fishing, but I love being quiet in the woods.
Yeah.
That sounds exactly like what that is.
I've always like had this grandiose dream of standing in a stream somewhere, fly fishing and like smoking a Cuban cigar. I don't know what it is.
You were gonna say Cuban cigar. I got that.
Like that sounds so cool to me.
We can make that happen.
Let's do that.
Easily.
Let's do that.
Yeah, you're the man to make that happen.
I think so.
Let's plan a trip where we got to 4-wheel out somewhere, spend 2 days fly fishing, and 4-wheel back home.
Hey, that almost sounds like an event.
That sounds like a great event.
Sounds like a freaking great.
Sounds like an exclusive 20 vehicle event, so it's not too many people.
Hey, and then we can hit your boy up and he can do the God part of it.
Realize how I said vehicle and not Jeep.
Hey, vehicle
20
mode of transportation.
If you bring like a Volkswagen Bug, if you bring a class 11 Bug, I'll let you in for free.
or an off-road diesel Mercedes. Then you get a free 30-pack of Coors Light.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yes.
Dudes hear that? Dudes hear that and they say, hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
Gosh.
I want to do that event. I want to spend, I want like a full, like a day like today, 100 miles in to somewhere super remote.
Yep.
2 days fly fishing, make it a 4-day weekend. Driving in for a day, 2 days there, driving out for a day.
Let's fit this into a dark sky location. Like there's a bunch of them around here too.
I've never seen the Milky Way galaxy,
bro.
Oh,
we will fix you. We will fix you tonight, sir.
We can't. It's foggy and rainy.
We make it go away.
Yeah, it was my goal. I know it's not going to happen because I turned 30 in a month and a half. May 5th, I turned 30. I
just turned 30. Happy early birthday.
Thank you. It's
belated.
Tomorrow is a week.
A week, yeah.
Yeah, happy 6-day belated birthday.
Yeah, buddy.
But it was my goal to see the Northern Lights and the Milky Way galaxy, not together, but before I turn 30. I might get the Northern Lights when we go to Germany because we might do like what's like a Norwegian not a Norwegian country, but like a northern.
Yeah, or do like a stopover in Iceland.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Is do a stopover in Iceland. We can pause quick. You want to hang out and have a chat? You want to come sit?
We'll get you a mic.
We'll get you a mic. I've got another mic if you want to sit down and talk.
I mean, really, I'm right in the middle of dinner. I just want to come down and see if y'all were enjoying yourselves.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
this is cool.
This is awesome.
You.
I appreciate this. This is the owner of the Alpine Lodge we're talking to.
Yep.
So
shout out to John. John, right?
Yes, sir.
John's the man.
This space is fantastic, man. We were talking to the lady that brought us down here about maybe doing an event down here at some point, like a full motorsports event.
Nice.
We want to do it. This is a cool space.
I'd be interested. We do like off-road thing, motorcycle.
Yeah.
In September.
Chris Burke.
Yeah.
I'm friends with Chris.
Yeah, and I do the catering.
Nice.
At Camp Pioneer. I think it's his 3rd year.
Blackwater Adventure Rally. Shout out to Chris Burke.
Nice.
But let's do something full size, man.
Yeah.
This is
I've got a club coming in July. They take the whole place. It's a mushroom club from West Virginia.
Oh, Mushroom Club. Nice.
Hell yeah, brother.
That thing's real fun.
You know, they camp all over the area, take all the rooms. They do a buffet down here. I mean, can't beat it.
So,
You're located.
so what John is saying is that this is the place to be at always.
Yeah, we'll talk to you after we're done, man.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much for letting us use this space.
You're very welcome.
This is so cool.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
John's the man.
Dude, and episode, I know we're coming up I'm gonna do a little plug for myself. I know we're coming up to 100 episodes of the podcast in like 3 weeks.
Dude, we should come do the 100th here.
We can
invite all the homies,
make that happen,
and let's just do it.
But yeah, like like the opportunities, not the opportunities, but just the cool situations that having the podcast has put us in. Like I get to meet so many cool people. I get to do so much cool shit. Like I'm gonna get sappy to the listeners. Like I'm so fucking thankful for you guys. Like
thanks for you too, man. Thanks for planning it.
You guys are to the listeners. You're welcome. I was thanking the listeners, not you, Chris. God damn it.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, without you guys, we wouldn't be doing this, and like, you just give us cool opportunities to bring you more cool content. Like, it's just like for just being just a dude. Like, I'm just a dude with a Jeep. It's so.
You're more than
cool.
a dude with a Jeep,
well,
bro.
and you got the same thing as you're just a dude with a Jeep that loves being outdoors, and now you get to do. Now you're the director of West Virginia off-road or
Backroads of Appalachia, brother.
Yeah. You're the director of West Virginia for Backroads of Appalachia.
Was asking me that, like, how did you get started in this? I was like, quite frankly, I was stalked by the executive director for 2 years, and then he called me one random day.
Yeah.
Shout out to Eric. That's the man right there.
Yeah.
You know? But
it's just chasing and doing what you love to do. It's so fucking cool to be able to do what you love to do and just honestly be able to do it. I don't get paid for this. You get paid to do what you love to do, but like I don't care that I don't get paid. I'll do this forever. It's just fucking fun.
Well, so I was on Julian's podcast last week on the Rocks. Shout out to Julian Skinner and Zach.
I got to get together with them.
But I told them, I was like, I'd almost do this job for free as long as I could pay my mortgage.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that quote. It's like a background sound for a real Steve Irwin talking. He's like, "Hey mate, you having fun? Blah blah blah." And he's like, "That's what it's all about, man. So going out there, being passionate about something, and enjoying it, and loving it, and sharing it with others. That's what
we want to do. All we want to do is grow the sport, and we want to protect our sport. So what happens in Moab doesn't happen here.
Yeah.
And the way to make that happen is to use the spots. You need to come out here and tread lightly.
Yep.
But I was telling you earlier, like being from Virginia, Northern Virginia, people always talk about Flagpole Knob and
Reddish Knob,
and Bald Mountain.
Yeah.
I literally never see West Virginia come up in these group chats or on these Facebook pages. People
right over the border,
don't know
brother.
it exists. So Flagpole Knob is 2 hours from my house. Yoakum's is 2 hours from my house. It's an hour and 45 minutes from my house just to hit, and then hit 100 miles in a day and end up at a cool spot. Like,
well, the thing is too, those spots are so well run and well known. Like, go find other new spots that are even cooler.
Like today, where we saw no other 4x4s on the trail.
Right.
Nobody. I don't know if you guys understand when I say that we literally saw nobody on the trail. We saw nobody on the trail. Nobody.
Chris, do you know how many miles of publicly accessible roadway there is in the Mon? That is, I'm giving you homework if you don't know.
Yeah, that sounds like homework, but I know there's a shit ton.
Yeah. Whether that's gravel or dirt, I mean, it's unpaved road. Like, I would wager there's thousands of miles.
Your file that you shared with me of the entire state of West Virginia,
dude,
that I literally couldn't even download, of all the public dirt right of ways.
200 plus megabytes.
Yeah.
On GPX file.
It's huge. And like I was saying last night, is exploring the Mon. There's no public, like compared to the rest of the state, there's nothing. And there's everything. This is a huge area.
Yeah.
Originally for this weekend, I had 300. I want to do like a long weekend, start on Friday and go till Sunday.
Nice.
And I had 300 miles planned, and just in like the Mon.
I jokingly said, sounds like 12 hours to me.
You son of a bitch. But we honestly, in the spirit of 24s, we did make good time today. We made better time today, honestly, because we didn't stop at Hellbenders for an hour.
Shout out to Hellbenders.
I still haven't eaten their burritos yet. But yeah, we made better time today in the first 100 miles than we did on 24.
Let's just go there tomorrow before we all leave.
No, I can't. I gotta have the wife. I have to have my wife in Winchester by noon. They're doing pottery painting with their mom.
Chris, we're going to go to Hellbenders tomorrow before you get your car.
I live in Davis.
Well, it's whatever. Sure.
So
Yeah, so Hellbenders, just so for context, these burritos are the size of your forearm. Don't say anything perverted.
No, I'm just grunting.
That's enough right there.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
Dudes hear that and they say, hell yeah, brother. It's a t-shirt.
That should be a Dirt Drive podcast t-shirt.
Well, we have new... I don't know if we're going to release them to... We should. But for Moab, we're doing t-shirts. At least for the guys going, I may try and get them put on the website.
Yeah.
And we're doing a bunch of stickers. But yeah, if you guys have something you think we should make a t-shirt, just let us know. This is to you guys and to the guys listening. Just let us know.
That's a dangerous suggestion, sir.
I don't care. I'll make it. I run the...
I've got to be a little more PG with mine, but you can do whatever you want.
You do not. Absolutely not. You can
Same for Chris. We got to be PG.
you can put anything you want on Shopify.
That's right. That's right. I love it.
Then I did. Me and PJ collaborated on the artwork for the Moab stuff. So for Moab, it's mustaches and mullets. Moab,
Yes.
Mustaches and mullets.
yeah,
Moab
brother.
24.
hell yeah.
So I'm gonna shave into like the gnarly Civil War mustache you've ever seen, and just leave the mullet. Just shave the sides completely.
I love it.
I'm gonna win. I think
I think you will.
You also have a red beard and red hair, so you have to win.
or brown head, red beard. Have you seen that one?
No.
Oh, it's
So you're red beard and brown hair?
brown head, red beard.
Oh, nice. You have to win.
I have to win.
You have to win.
With a Civil War, like an ignorant Civil War Confederate mustache.
Dude,
it's gonna be amazing.
curly cue it.
I can't let my mustache get that long. If it gets that long, it starts getting in my mouth. And even if I put gel in it, it still goes straight down. Because if you can't tell, my beard doesn't curl. Like your beard has some curls to it.
Yeah.
My beard literally just goes straight.
Yeah, my mustache is massive, but it was bigger, and I couldn't even grow a beard till I moved to West Virginia. But so now I sport the whole thing.
You look like a West Virginia now.
Yeah.
Where are you from originally?
I moved around a lot, but it was like Park City, Utah growing up. So great skiing out there, like Olympic time. Then upstate New York. So a lot of Adirondack exploring.
Okay.
And then, like I was saying earlier, it was like the New York City, Austin, post college, now West Virginia.
So you're like a homegrown adventurer your entire life.
Yeah.
So you ended up in the city because that was where the work was. Work was not because you wanted to be there.
Yeah, misguided thing after college. I study finance, and it's like, oh, everyone's moving to New York City. I'll go there and get a big boy job.
But before that, you were traveling the country, exploring, being outside. And
oh yeah,
enjoying
since
life.
I was as young as I remember, it was like second grade. Earlier, like I'd have my golden retriever black lab. Me and a couple friends would just head out into what we called the gullies. Like Park City, it's like on the mountain, and there's all these big ups and downs, and we'd just go out there for like 6 hours, find some stuff, come back, bounce on the trampoline.
Nice.
Get dinner.
Oh yeah,
That's awesome.
just exploring as a millennial before you had a cell phone.
Yeah.
That's so crazy to consider that all three of us sitting here, we watched the internet
Speaking of the cell phone,
come to its prevalence and cell phones.
yeah, because we
all
grew
that
up,
stuff.
I didn't
dude.
get my first cell phone until
crazy.
I don't know, how old are you, Chris?
I'm 28.
Okay, so you're the same age as us.
Yeah.
So I didn't get my first cell phone until
You
I
young
was
bucks.
in the ninth grade. So that'd have been, how old are you in the ninth grade? 14?
Yeah, 13, 14.
For our Canadian listeners, that's called grade 9. We have a few.
Freshman.
Yeah.
Freshman.
Until I was grade 9, so I was 14 years old, and I think that made me who I am today because I'm not dependent on this fucking thing. Like I love being where I can't use it. And to our listeners that follow us on social media, I haven't been posting because I don't like social media. As I know to grow a podcast and to grow a business in today's world, you need to be good at it. I fucking hate social media. It is my least favorite thing. And the fact that you need that to grow a business nowadays sucks dick.
It's silly.
I'm gonna put that bluntly. It sucks because I like it's a toxic place where all you see is just nastiness dished out to people for no fucking reason.
Well, people just have no regard anymore because they can say whatever they want behind a keyboard, and they won't say that to your face.
No.
I've ran into a few of those already in my job. I'm just like, man, Why'd you say that? You don't have to say that.
Yeah.
You don't mean that.
Yeah, just be good.
You're just trying to show off.
Quit it. Stop flexing your money.
Yeah.
maybe not your money.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see that a ton is because, I mean, we were talking about it last night, is it seems like the off-road segment has become so influencer heavy that everyone's just trying to flex their own stuff and promote themselves over anything. And instead of promoting
the sport,
promote the sport. Because if you promote the sport and people see you being a good steward, they'll like what you're doing and they'll follow you because of that, not because of what I don't want to say anything specific.
Yeah.
But you know exactly. Yeah. And like, be a good steward, promote the sport, love being out here because you love being out here.
Not because you want to show off.
Not because you want to show off, not because you want to buy your way into something like.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the short-term versus long-term mindset. You know, if you have the long-term mindset, you win too, but you're also doing better. Doing good things.
You win because you can actually be out here and the noises stop.
The voices stop.
The voices stop. It's quiet. You're bombing down government road.
Quiet.
So I was gonna say at the legal speed limit, you're bombing down government road.
Yep.
And all you can do is drive.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just quiet. Mm-hmm. It's just fun. It's
good, clean fun. Honestly,
it's cathartic.
Well, like, one of my dreams is to one day race competitively in the desert at some point in my life.
Class 11 bugs.
That would be sick.
I want to build a fucking Class 11 Beetle,
dude,
so bad.
I met a guy at the last Gambler 500 here in West Virginia. My first Gambler 500, but the last Gambler 500.
Is that... sorry, keep telling your story. I'm not going to interrupt. I've been told I interrupt too much.
You do, but I love you. I'm like that too. I get on a tangent. I'm like, I gotta say it right now. I'll forget.
Yeah.
I got you. So anyway, Doug Stayers. He is a Class 11 guy. Rock on, brother.
So fucking cool.
So I met Doug at the last Gambler. He's good friends with my friend Sean, also the coordinator for the Gambler.
Yeah.
And hearing what they have to go through to like make it to the end. Dude, that so freaking cool. Bug,
they're
bro.
So fantastic.
Like, you are a hell of a man, or lady even.
Legitimately, if you start something Class 11 in West Virginia, I will buy a bug tomorrow.
So we literally said that. I was talking to Doug about it. I was like, bro, can we do a class, not a race, but like an exhibition type thing,
There's no Class 11 on the East Coast. You have Line Mountain. Do you know Line Mountain in Pennsylvania? Mm-mm. You should look up Line Mountain because that's like an OG, like run what you got race.
Yeah.
Is there? I saw some Class 16 like sand rails. Mm-hmm. So when I went to FRO for Ultra 4 last year, they were doing Line Mountain style racing, which is just high speed forest racing. The next day after the Ultra 4 race, I couldn't stay, but the cars were there and they were getting set up. Then there was Beetles, there was Class 16. Class 16 is just a Beetle suspension in a tube chassis rail car.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's here. Like that style of racing exists on the East Coast, but it seems like it's confined to Line Mountain style racing.
So my homie Travis Stover, he was in the 24 hours. He's in an 80 series Land Cruiser.
Dude, they're so sweet.
They're so sweet.
So
So he and I have been chatting about something. I don't want to give everything away, but
is it Class 11?
No.
Damn it.
It's different, but you know how they race the big diesel trucks in Dakar, right?
I'm erect, yes. Keep going.
So he like proposed the idea of doing that, but here, and I'm like, that's great. And then he started researching it, and then he realized, he was like, wait a minute, these trucks fall into the 4400 class for Ultra 4. Granted,
they couldn't do the rock trails.
Granted, they would not be competitive.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
But it would be a hell of a show. And I'm like, well, what if we just figure out a way to get someone to support a different class just for those big diesel trucks, like the freaking military.
With that,
that'd be so sick.
I will say, like, there's a reason you don't see earth roamers on the East Coast,
right? It's too tight.
It's too tight, and those trucks are bigger than earth roamers. because those a lot of those are 2-engine. So they have a front drive engine and a rear drive engine.
So what
they're like 1100 horsepower an engine.
What we're looking at is the military LMTV.
Okay.
Single engine, it's a Cat C15 with I think it's a 6 or 8 speed Allison behind it and a big heavy duty transfer case and like 2.5 ton axles.
Okay.
And basically taking one of those, roll cage it, exoskeleton, and deleting the bed basically, and then putting winches fore and aft and just running it. Because the LMTV is just small enough that you can run most trails here in West Virginia and it not be a problem.
Okay.
And figuring out some way to make a series out of that because it's different. You know, it's huge in Europe. They do it in Europe. Why not do it here?
Yeah, I'm about it.
And guess what? Those trucks cost nothing because they're military surplus. Okay. So you can buy one of those trucks, like a pretty decent one, for like 10 G's.
It's not bad. Then probably another 10 on getting the cage built and the winches.
And you're 20 grand, you have a freaking race truck. Race truck with quotation marks, but it would still be fun. You can hop a C15 Cat up, make some big power. And there's an Allison trans behind it. You're not going to kill it.
Yeah, I'm for whatever. It's just the hard thing is finding someone to invest in something like that. And like I would invest, but I don't have any money. And the guys
right, same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, something going back to like class 11 is like I would love.
Yeah.
I would love
grassroots.
You need to get together with the Line Mountain guys and see how they're doing it.
Well, I mean, I was talking to Doug. I was like, dude, like, let's do a bug thing. Let's just do it. Like, let's plan her out. It's bug doable, obviously.
And you got good connections in the Mon where you could hopefully get some road shut down to actually host a host a closed course race.
Yeah, I mean we've been talking to the Forest Service about utilizing some of their right of ways. They're open to it. The big thing that they are concerned about, being that this is a rainforest, is that we have to use dry roads because they don't want to degrade the roadbed.
Yep.
We could use them, but then the reclamation that would have to occur to make them back to standard is a lot. So we're just going to try to focus on dry roads. And
when you say dry roads, you mean
not in the rainforest part of the of the Mon.
That's so crazy. Did we said that on air that this is a rainforest, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember what we talked about. We've been hanging out for like 2 days together.
But so they're game for it. We do the Daniel Boone rally in the Daniel Boone National Forest in Kentucky. This will be the second year for that one. So we're setting some precedent there. So I think we can repeat that here in the Mon. We've had some great partners there in Kentucky to help us out with that, and I've talked to a couple of the folks here in the Mon about it and showed them what we've done there in the Boone, and they're pretty happy with it.
Yeah, and I'd like to hit the Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway at some point.
The DBBBBBBBBBB.
It's on my list of things to hit.
Yeah, I want to hit the Cat, dude. The Kentucky
Adventure Trail.
Yeah, dude, like 1,100 miles.
Hell yeah! Dudes hear that and they say, "Hell yeah, brother."
My boss, he was like, well, we have to do a 24-hour event in Kentucky at some point, or at least in both states. And I said, well, man, we could use like the eastern half of the Cat and then loop it into the coal fields down in the HMT and stuff. But that's probably a 2-year goal.
How does I have no experience with? No, sorry, I'm not interrupting. Keep saying your fucking thing. I'll ask my question afterwards.
Well, I was just saying, like it. The thing is trying to find the connectors. Like in the Hatfield-McCoy region, a lot of those roads are owned by the Hatfield-McCoy Trail System.
Yeah. So
having to figure out good county and state right-of-ways to link it all together is important. I've been looking at that and working with some partners on that. So that'll probably take a year or two to get that developed. But we're going to eventually have a 24-hour run where we do, both states. We're even considering a 24-hour run that's a tri-state thing. So like Kentucky, West Virginia, and Ohio.
Okay.
So you have like the Wayne National Forest and Hocking Hills, I think, in Ohio. But there's some good dirt roads in Ohio as well. Not really technical stuff, but like a lot of dirt.
Yeah, a lot of dirt, and you can link a lot of it together.
Yeah.
Just make a good day of being off-road.
Right.
So my question that I was going to interrupt you and ask, but I stopped myself.
Go ahead.
So everything that I've done in West Virginia.
Yeah.
How does the Hatfield-McCoys compare to what I've done in West Virginia?
Well, so there's only a few full-size applicable trails. You have Bear Wallow. I think then you have some other ones, but Bear Wallow is a really big one. It's also a Jeep badge of honor.
Okay.
Have not personally been on that, but based off of people I've talked to and watching videos and stuff on the internet, it's pretty gnarly. Like dudes like tell you 35 lockers minimum.
So
for sure.
You need traction devices and big tires.
Yeah.
All right.
I've heard some people do it in stock Rubicons on 33s, but I also know that they're very competent drivers.
Yeah.
So,
and you know I'm not, so.
Yeah, you are. Come on now.
That's my next thing is traction devices. I think I'm going to do what you did as an LSD in the front and in the rear.
So, well, I mean, mine is factory like that. It's a quad drive system, so it's kind of like a hydraulic LSD. It's not as good as a true LSD, especially when you go up in tire size. So as you get bigger in rotational mass, they don't work as well.
Yeah.
That's why.
So I'll do like a Yukon or Revolution, some sort of traction device. That way it's still, so I don't have to hit a button when I need it.
Yeah.
I just need to get to, I think it's like over 75 RPM it locks up.
So what I would recommend is a true locker in the rear that's like, well, that one lock in corners, kind of almost like a lunchbox, but not.
Yeah, I'd have to be electric because I don't like the air stuff.
And then an LSD in the front.
I think I have a lot to learn about off-roading because I hear about hydraulic LSD and I just like start thinking about DMP machine elves and stuff.
It's a limited slip differential.
So basically, what that means, Chris, just for reference, most vehicles as you're driving, both wheels don't turn at the same speed. So like as you go through a corner, the inside wheel will turn at a different speed than the outside wheel, right?
It'll turn slower, yeah.
So when you put a locker into an axle, you lock both wheels together and they both turn the same speed no matter what.
So your inside wheel will chirp. So if you're making a turn with a locker on asphalt, that's your inside because it's trying to turn slower than the outside wheel, so it's skipping over the pavement.
But for an off-road situation, having that device is very beneficial because you're putting traction to both tires.
Yeah,
putting tractive effort. So
equalizing, that makes
correct.
sense.
Yep.
And the limited slip differential acts as like a normal open differential, as we were saying earlier, that where both tires aren't spinning at the same speed. But as soon as one tire spins, I think it's at least for the Eaton G80 that came in the Silverados. Mm-hmm. It was as soon as one tire spins 75 RPM faster, it locks that differential. So now you have a locker. Both tires are spinning at the same speed until it loses forward momentum on that ring gear, which drives the axle.
Cool.
And then it releases that locker.
Something that I learned with hanging out with Team Subaru 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, fuck you. That's so cool. Tell us about that. Hold on.
Dude. Let's talk about it. So, number one, Travis Pastrana is a cool dude.
Just saying it casually.
Well, the reason why I say that, now I realize why he has gotten to the point where he is because he is a man of the people. When he is in front of you, his attention is undivided and he is listening, you know. And I cannot say that for all the other race car drivers. Not picking on Team Subaru, but I'm just saying in general, like all of them, not all of them are like that, you know. And Travis just wants to have a good time and have fun and do what he loves. And he likes to hang out with people who are like-minded. Yeah. And such a cool experience. Glad I got to hang out with them. Honored, really. And then to watch them test their new rally car was truly amazing. So they, by the way, the Subaru rally car is not a Subaru at all.
No, none of these.
The only thing that's Subaru on that car is the doors.
Yeah.
No, the doors. That's it. And then the VIN tag. Everything else is like carbon. Yeah. The engine's like proprietary, and then they run full spools front and rear. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
How do you drive that?
I think Tom was talking to Eric
about lockers,
that too.
Chris.
Eric runs full spools front and rear too in his car.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and then they're used on the same type of surface. They're used on loose surface. Right. So that way it doesn't matter with the tire spinning faster or slower.
Yeah,
but
if you're you also sand or mud or whatever.
You also never have to worry about traction because you always have it.
Yep.
So
like when I was talking to you earlier about when you go into a corner, You set the car in the corner, and then you get in the throttle, so it pulls you out.
I saw your tracks, and I'm like, he's fucking.
Stop.
But at legal speed limits.
These were tight corners.
I can attest to that. Yes.
He was boogieing at legal speed limits.
So, yeah, it's so cool to like experience all the different genres of motorsports and seeing how a lot of them have a lot of similarities.
It's because we're car enthusiasts. We like anything that goes fast, no matter how many wheels.
We want to hear your things go vroom.
Yeah, people hear your Grand Cherokee and they say, "Hell yeah, brother!" But we got a dinner reservation coming up here soon.
We do have it, dude. I can't wait.
So where can people also? Yeah, shout out to the Alpine Lodge because this is an awesome space. John, thank you so much for letting us use this space. We cannot wait to host events here again because we definitely will.
Hell yeah, brother.
Find them. I think is it the lodge? The Alpine Lodge is on Facebook, I think is what they said. Their business name
just search Alpine Lodge on Google.
Yeah, the Alpine Lodge.
Or the Lodge at Alpena.
The Lodge at Alpena. ALPENA in Alpena, West Virginia.
Yep. Off Route 33.
Fantastic place. Love this place.
It's got a lot of soul, man.
A lot of soul. We got 3 rooms tonight. The log cabin feels. Absolute log cabin feels.
We're sitting here in this basement, and I look up, and like the beams are actual 2x8s. Like they're actually 2 inches thick and 8 inches tall.
It's true dimensional lumber.
Like, wow, that's cool.
But that's where to find our host tonight. Thank you so much to them again. Honestly, I won't be able to thank them enough. It's fantastic here. Where can people find you, Chris? Do you do a social media?
I'm not really big on social media, but I think I've got
dudes hear that and they say,
hell yeah, brother.
brother.
But, it's something I was thinking about before. It's like, I think I have to because it's how you get reach to people.
Yeah.
So it's like if I'm trying to help people learn, there's a lot more cool places than just the dolly sods. I'm going to have to use stuff like that. So,
yeah.
But I mean, if you want to check out Mon Forest Towns, just monforesttowns.com. Check out like the area, a lot of cool towns in the Mon Forest.
Really cool towns in the Mon Forest.
And they all deserve some love.
Yep. Yeah, and just to further expand on Chris's statement, you have Marlington, Richwood, Elkins, Seneca Rocks. I mean, there's all kinds of towns out there. I live just over the hill from Richwood. Such a cool town. There's a lot of history there. The Mon itself is such a cool place. There's a lot of industry that happened here. The Mid-Atlantic was truly built from the Mon.
Yeah.
We were talking about that on the drive.
We were literally talking about that. Like
we drove past 2 factories.
Yeah, the factories. And then you have, even going back 100 years when they were logging, we
saw a logging operation today.
Exactly. So, a lot of the wood that are in the houses on the Mid-Atlantic came from here.
And that massive coal mine right up the road
and
from
the coal
here.
mines, yeah.
Where you can look down this massive tunnel.
And the metallurgical coal that helped create metal to build the U.S. Came from here. So it's cool. So, yeah.
Where can people find you?
So
promote yourself.
That's right. So you can find me on various places. Number 1, Backroads of Appalachia. We are on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, as well as YouTube. And then personally, I have a page called Jed in Appalachia, and that's on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Oh yeah. Follow them. They're doing really cool things. Both of them. If you get a social media up and running, please don't, but do. I'd love to have you on again. We'd love to do some more Jeeping and 4-wheeling and off-road.
I think we're gonna do some events together, brother.
Yeah, definitely a lot of events. Definitely a lot of events here too. Like this place is, I can't say it enough. This place is so cool, and just to stumble into it,
dude. We're a day's drive from 65% of the population in the U.S. right here.
Hell yeah, brother! Dudes hear that and they say, "Hell yeah, brother!"
To the hills we run.
You guys know where to find us. We are the Dirt Drive. We are your favorite podcast. I don't know if that's true or not. It feels right to say. But thank you so much for listening. Please, and if you don't listen on YouTube or watch on YouTube, just shoot over to YouTube, like and subscribe, and follow whatever they do on there. If you rate us in your app that you listen on, I will send you a sticker pack. I've sent 3 out so far, which is not nearly enough. I need more of you guys to do this. If you want free stickers, I will send you free stickers. And also in those 3 sticker packs I sent an extra sticker in 2 packs that were for, like, PJ had extra stickers because PJ just makes stickers. So I sent an extra sticker in 2 packs, and I sent a mini traction board in another sticker pack. So I will send you more shit than just the stickers you can find on our website. Like, review, wherever you listen, do it.
Share them some
send
love.
you, I'll send you stickers. We got more stickers coming. You're gonna get something, I promise. We love you guys for listening. I almost cried earlier saying it. Thank you so much for all that you guys do listening to us. To you two, I don't know you, but I love you. Jed, I love you to death, man.
Love you too, brother.
It's fucking always dope hanging out with you. We need to do it more.
Agreed.
Let's go eat some delicious dinner.
I can't wait,
Brought
dude.
to you by the Alpine Lodge, the lodge in Alpena. Wherever you find them, they're amazing. I'll tag them in this episode. I'm done tangenting. Let's go eat some delicious dinner.
Cheers, brother.
Love you, brothers.
See you guys.
Hell yeah. Dudes hear that and they say, hell yeah, brother.